Here we are at the Warrior Healing Center once again on Thursday evening at 5 p.m. every week. Most weeks we've missed a couple, but we're here for the veteran-owned business network,
That's right.
where we feature veteran-owned businesses every week here in Cochise County. And I'm a little nervous tonight because I'm surrounded. And I'm not just surrounded by just anybody, I'm surrounded a bunch of martial arts experts. So I have to really behave. See, it's very dangerous. Look at them. They're all so serious. They're watching me. They're watching. And Eric is with them because Eric is part of their team. So, but before we go on to our guest, obviously, we all want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
That's right.
This is the last show before Christmas. We are going to be on the air next Thursday as well. But yeah, Christmas is around the corner. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
There you go. So, and hopefully everybody has an enjoyable holiday. We're all looking forward to it. So, on to my guest tonight. So, Raphael Emil is the owner of Chosen Martial Arts. That's why I have to behave, because everybody around me are martial arts experts. Back, we have members, team members. Is that what we call them? Team members?
Yes, team members.
Team Chosen. And Eric, where are you, Eric? He's there. Eric, show your face. Yep. He's part of it. Yes. You don't have your shirt on.
He doesn't have it yet.
I don't know a guy.
Oh,
They know a guy, but I don't know a guy.
maybe he hasn't earned his shirt yet.
He
Maybe
said,
that's
he
it.
said all he had was medium, so I'm waiting for that bigger large size.
So anyway, we are going to have a really good show. We got, hopefully you can see everybody up. They're back there. We squeezed in 4 people in the camera, and we're even going to do a little demo later on, but not with me. That's the rule. Not with me, because I'm too old to get injured. I can't afford to get hurt. So we're not gonna do the demo on this old guy. But anyway, we'll do that later on. So Raphael, I'm gonna have you start. So first of all, tell me about your military background. You are a veteran.
Yes, I did. Over 20 years in the Army. Travel all over the world, and as a telecommunications specialist, I did a little bit of infantry, a little bit of everything, because back in the days, you were a jack of all trades. And I started martial arts when I was 14 years old.
Before you went in the Army.
Before I went in the
Way
Army.
before, okay.
And I was, my dream was always to be a soldier. So, I already had it set in me that I was going to join the military, join the Army, and I was going to go travel. And growing up, I went to the YMCA and I signed up for classes, and I haven't stopped since.
Wow. So ever since you were 14 years old, you've been doing martial arts.
Yep. Different styles. Even when I was in the military and I traveled, when I went to Germany, I did 2 tours in Korea. I trained in Korea, Germany, Fort Lewis, Washington, Fort Knox, Kentucky. Every time I had a chance, and there was a school, I would go there and I would train.
Okay, now I got to ask you. It just popped in my head. Do you have that one trainer out of all these years that you've been training, that one trainer that you just felt like is your mentor, the person that really taught you the most and you got the most out of and you had a connection with? Do you have that person?
I actually have 2.
Okay.
I actually have 2. Grandmaster, I trained under Grandmaster Henry Cho out of New York. He was famous for the Madison Square Garden tournaments where Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, and
Oh,
all
wow.
of them would go. And also my childhood friends who we started training together. We still, until this day, we're still in touch. Grandmaster Vicente Morales, he's back in Puerto Rico. He's still trained at the YMCA where we start.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I mean, he's there. He's still teaching. So every time I go home and I visit, I always make a point to go over there and get on the mat with him and he got a lot of wisdom. He shares a lot of wisdom with me. So yeah,
Okay. So your friend from the beginning
yeah,
is one of them, the grandmaster now, and then this grandmaster
Henry Cho.
Henry Joe from New York, who was a trainer of yours
Right.
at the time, and those two people. Okay. I mean, you usually think of, I mean, when you watch TV shows or movies about martial arts, you always think of that mentor, that person that taught you the most and connected with you. And I didn't know if you had that. You do.
Yeah,
You
he
do
did.
know.
I mean, every time he came to Puerto Rico to visit, he went to he got us on the mat and he trained, and he will always have that personal touch with you. He like if you were doing something and he will help you out, he will put his hand on your shoulder and he will say, "Do it this way," and show. And he was always very soft spoken and very very kind. We all the students that train under him, they always had great love for him, love and respect.
Good deal. Okay. So when did you start it as a business?
In 2000,
Mhm.
I I came back from Korea and in '97 and I started training a little bit. I came back from Korea and I had a black belt in Taekwondo. So when I was over here, I was training on poles under Master Cynthia Marshall. She had the Huachuca Taekwondo school. So I trained there until about 2000, and then I changed over to Tang Sudo, which is what I've been doing since. And then in 2002, I decided, you know what, I want to teach. I want to do things, and I started teaching in my backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I paved it. I put some pavers and things in the backyard. Remove a lot of the grass and a lot of things. Put it all together. Put a nice little tent thing in there, and in the winter time we used to train, and the parents will get in this little tent thing with the fireplace, and they will be there shaking, and the kids will be over there kicking it. So, oh yeah, great memories from that. I love it.
But now you got a studio,
Yes.
and it's located.
In 999 East Fry Boulevard.
We're gonna get Eric's gonna post this for us. He is. Watch, it's gonna be on this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Which
Okay.
one am I posting?
The address.
999 East Fry Boulevard, Suite 304.
Okay, we'll get that posted up so everybody knows where you're located if they haven't seen you
301?
before.
304.
Yeah. And you've been there for how long?
I opened it up in there in February.
Oh,
February this year. Yeah.
just recently.
Yeah.
Did you have another location before
I
that?
was at Shooter Box Jiu Jitsu. I rented time and space over there, so I had a good opportunity and I had some money came in, and so I said it's time for me to invest.
Okay.
So
if I was to walk into your facility, which I haven't seen it. What would it look like? What would I see?
well, as you walk in, you'll see the counter in there. You see many trophies from our year's experience. And then you'll see some swords and you see some decorations in there. And as you walk in, then there's a little hallway. You walk in and there's another room. That's where the school, that's where the teaching
mats,
area,
yeah.
the teaching area is.
Mhm.
You'll see a wall full of weapons and wooden weapons like nunchucks, sticks, and esgrima sticks, different things, and the mirrors.
Do you train with all those, the weapons?
Yes.
Yeah.
My main art is Tang Sudo. It's a Korean fighting art. However, we expand. We expand for the sword, the samurai sword, the nunchucks, and I teach everything. The base thing that we do is we try to teach real life scenarios.
Mhm.
So when you walk in, I will teach you how to block or how to defend, but I will explain to you what you're really doing, which is something that is unique because I don't think anyone else in this area teaches like that. I teach the true applications of the technique so that way when they perform it, they can do it right. They understand, okay, this is what it means. So that way when the situation happens, then they can defend themselves.
In real life situations
Right.
and things that could really happen, which
Right.
we hear all the time on the news. It seems like it's getting worse and worse.
Yes, sadly it's true.
It is. I mean, uh, you, I mean, we've always had violence in the past, but when you see things on the news of somebody just walking up to an elderly person and hitting him in the back of the head with a baseball bat, and you're like, for no reason, you're like, okay, something's happened.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong in our world.
Right.
I mean, it's just insane. And so the last thing you want to do is be a victim.
Right.
And
I tried to teach the ladies. I do have a women's self defense class that I do every other Saturday, and in there we just we don't teach we teach the nitty gritty of self defense, and I share and the ladies share certain things. So I try to help them develop certain techniques that they can help to survive. I mean, because in reality what I tell them, and it is a true something that is a fact. You learn one or two techniques, and you are proficient with those techniques, and you can get away. You can really defend yourself. It's just about repetition, and you don't have to get too fancy with too many moves and things like that. You can disable a person within a matter of with just one or two techniques. I teach pressure points. So how to manipulate the muscles, how to manipulate joints. So there's a whole array of things that I can teach the person so they can feel safer.
so very different than if, say, I wanted to go into competition, then I would have to learn more, right? More techniques. But if you just want to, I think what you're saying is if you just want to defend yourself, you don't have to perfect a whole array of techniques.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Competition is the way I look at competition is okay. My students can fight. They can kick each other in our classroom. For me, competition is for us to go somewhere else and compete and
Right.
fight with another person, so that way we can see where we at. Because in our house, we there in house, and we kick each other. We train, so we know how we are. We know our techniques. We can tell. That's because we're there all the time training. So when you go to a national international competition, you fight somebody from Greece or somewhere else, and then you really can gauge yourself. Then okay, now I know what I need to work for the next time.
Right.
A funny thing, I've been competing nationally and internationally for since I was a kid, and when I got in Arizona, I met one of the guys. His name is Jorge Alonso. I met him. He's from Douglas, and he's from the Chuck Norris School. So every time we met at a, he would either win or I would win, but we created a friendship. So every time we met, we kind of like, okay, let's see what you got. So I mean, until this day, we're still great friends. So we have a lot. I have a lot of respect for him. We got respect for each other. So yeah, and that's how it is. You go to competitions and you also uh, build friendships.
Now there is always the potential of an injury, right?
Right.
There, especially in competition.
Yes, and
So,
but we keep it controlled. There's rules that we follow. Um, not back in the 70s and 80s when I was going up in there, it was totally different. They didn't have any paddings and things like that. So yes, it was full contact. And but now, as we evolve, we're making it safer.
hmm
I mean, however, we make sure that when we are in the streets, we are different because in competition, yes, we're not going to hurt the other person.
Right.
But in if we're defending ourselves, that's a totally different story.
Yeah. And that's where the discipline comes in.
Right.
The
Self-control.
Yeah. Self-control and discipline. I think the mental aspects are just as important, right?
Right.
As the physical,
Yeah.
to martial arts. And I even think a comparison, when I was in college, there was a group called the Society for Creative Anachronisms.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of them? And they would actually battle for real. I mean, they made shield. It was like medieval times. They'd make shields and they had weapons, but they were soft wood and it would be taped. And there was rules.
Right.
If if you hit somebody in the leg, you had to have an honor system. You would go down,
Right.
or whatever. But people would still get a little bruised.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you're gonna get bruised,
I mean, I had a few injuries. I have a few broken noses, and one time I got kicked in the chest. So yes, my sternum was a little hurt. But yeah, I mean, it is part of the whole thing. When you're in the ring, your adrenaline, you pumped up,
Mhm.
you there, and everybody's there cheering and they're watching you and everything else. So it's a total different thing. I mean, I love it. I love that adrenaline.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I get a chance, I mean, I'm 63 years old, and every time I still get a chance to compete, I'll get in the ring and try, and because I get that itch sometimes,
Right.
because I love it.
Yeah. Adrenaline rush is always good. A good feeling. And then sometimes when you have a good adrenaline rush, you don't even feel the bruises till later.
Yeah.
Am I right? You're
Later
like, it didn't hurt. And then later on, you're like, oh, it did hurt.
all of a sudden, everything just start pulsating. Like, okay.
But with the adrenaline can cover that up temporarily.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So you've been in this a lot of years, and you are a grandmaster.
No.
Oh.
I'm a 5th degree master.
50-degree master. Explain to me the degrees, because I don't know.
Okay, so when you test for black belt, you are first degree, and then from the 2nd degree, there's only 9 degrees. And for the student system is white, yellow, orange, green, brown, blue, red. Red is what we call the Chorambo, is like the black belt candidate. Then from red, it will turn into, we don't use black belt, we use midnight blue, because the philosophy of Tang Soo Do, you continue learning, and the color black it doesn't go anywhere. So with midnight blue, at least you have, room to do things. So then midnight blue, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd degree, 4th degree, you become a master. That's when the blue belt has a red stripe around. And then your 6th and your 7th, when you're 7th dan, then you get a 2nd red stripe in your belt, and then 8th and 9th dan, 9th degree.
9 degree is the highest of all.
Right.
So.
And then 9th degree, and then you are a grandmaster, or if you have if you create an organization, you have a group or whatever, then you become what we call the house master, which is Kwan. The house is called Kwan Janim.
Oh, so 9 is the grandmaster.
Yes, sir.
That's the peak.
Right.
That's you've reached the ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, you reach your goal.
So, and I try to think of questions that our audience might have, and so in my mind goes, out of all the actors that are supposed to be great, like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee and what's the guy?
Jackie Chan.
Well, Chucky, he's another one. I'm thinking of the tall, dark-haired guy that always. And then you got the Dutch guy. What's the Dutch guy? I'm so bad at names. I can't. Van
Damme.
Van Damme.
Yes.
And then the other guy, that always was so serious in his movies. Kind of looks Italian. What? Come, huh? No.
I'm thinking the one in the Expendables with Sylvester Stallone.
Jet Li?
So how many of them are really, really for real?
There are.
They're all for
Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. They come from Kyokushinkai. That's a Japanese style, which also was created by a Korean Grandmaster Masoyama, and that's a fighting. That's a fighting style right there. They even have a competition that is called 100-man kumite, which is you start fighting, and you don't stop fighting until you're done.
100 people.
There's 100-man kumite. That's what it's called, and the audience can go and Google it.
So like the last man standing
Last
thing.
man standing, and it's
Wow.
there. And there's a lot of stories about it. I can't. There comes a time when I'm fighting and I don't know what I'm doing because I can't feel my body. It's just like I'm going into shock.
Wow.
And then, Chuck Norris is Tang Sudo. His style is Tang Sudo. He then created his own style, Chok Kundo, and Michael Jail White. He's also he has different belts, and there's a lot of there's a few legit actors and actresses out there that they train.
They're for real.
Sometimes it just happened to be that they start training because of a movie, but they like it and they just continue.
Okay.
James Caan was a Shotokan style. There's a lot from Steve McQueen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Steve McQueen.
No, you're going back in time.
Oh, yeah.
That's old days. Steve McQueen.
Yeah, Steve McQueen
Yeah,
trained with Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, of course.
James Coburn.
Oh, okay. I didn't know him either.
Oh yeah, many of them.
Wow. Yeah, Steve McQueen. I remember the movie with him on The Great Escape. That was a long time ago, huh? That was a great movie. I didn't know that. So there's some that people aren't even aware of that have been serious about the martial arts as great actors. I still can't remember the one guy's name.
Jason Statham.
Oh, Jason Statham. Yeah,
No.
he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Why can't I remember the other guy's name? I'm trying to think of a movie he was in. Oh gosh, nobody's helping me. He's pretty tall. He's got dark hair, and he's always real serious.
Oh, you just narrowed the line down completely.
He's always really serious in his movies, and I can't remember his name. Anyway,
I know
So-
it's not in
It'll
DC.
be around 6:15 when you remember. Then you just go ahead and put it in the comments.
yeah. So there's a lot of different styles, and then people can even come up with their own styles. Like you said, Chuck Norris developed his own style, and then you've even kind of adapted the style that you use, but have adapted a little bit.
Well,
Different
I have
styles,
trained. I have trained with different people. So we always exchange information. So I'm always trying to find new things to add to the system. I'm
sorry,
Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
Oh, my favorite.
she just said it as soon as you.
No, it just popped in my brain.
Steven
He's
Seagal.
for real, right?
Yeah, he's Aikido.
Aikido. Okay,
Yeah.
so the whole different style. Again.
Right. His style is joint manipulation and things like that. But yeah, he is legit.
Okay. Wow.
But
I'm sorry I interrupted
no,
you.
that's okay. I mean, we're just over here.
It popped in my brain all of a sudden. You helped it pop in my brain because you thought it and it transferred over here.
See, there you go.
Yep.
Props to my girl over there.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, all the styles have pretty much the same techniques. They are called different. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, he adapted it because he was a frail kid. And he used to watch his brother train with this Jiu-Jitsu master from Japan. But because he was so frail and everything else, he wanted to train, but they didn't. No, you're too weak. You can't do that. So what he did in the background, he used to watch what they were doing, and he will go and he will adapt it to his own physical means. And that's how, for joint manipulations and takedowns and things, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really good because the techniques actually work. I trained with Master Andre Quiles from Shooter Boxe, down in Highway 92. I trained with him, so he helped me a lot too.
So body type can maybe affect what style you go into?
No, you
No?
just
Or
adapt. Okay, so a person comes to my school. They might have they might not have good grips or things like that, but they're pretty flexible in the legs and things like that. So I work with what they have, and then I start working on developing the other things. Work on their good things, what they have, develop them and get them what they need to. But also those weak points, then I will help them develop them so that way they become whole.
okay, I got you. So if they have a strength initially, you'll use that and complement that strength, but you won't ignore the weaknesses. You'll
Right.
develop those over a long time.
Right,
And
because
that
this
way,
is not
okay, that makes
this
sense.
is not a this is not in my school. You come in, okay, so you start in 3 months. You got to test for this belt or anything like that. I this is self-paced. Some people take longer. Some people are quick learners.
Hmm.
So I use them. I help them develop, and then when they're ready, okay, you ready for testing, and then we take it to the next level. So it's all based. Not everybody understand the same. So I use I explain to them what they know. I explain to them the best I can, so that way they can understand it. And repetition is the most important thing in the whole. In order to be good, because we have to develop muscle memory.
Yeah. So when you do the testing, is there a panel of well, I guess I'm going to call them judges,
Oh no, just myself
or you
and myself. Well, my assistant. I have a second degree black belt. He's my assistant instructor, and he's been really sick lately. But he usually helps me out with that.
okay. So so when you go for a belt, how high does okay? So what's the lowest belt?
White,
White. So let's say I've earned my white belt and I want to go for the next one, which is
yellow.
yellow. Who is able to judge me on that next belt? How much higher does
Oh, when you come in, I give you I give you everything that you are gonna learn for your next level, and we work it.
no, I mean who but who can judge me on my belt? Like
Oh, I
if
will
I'm
do
going
that.
for a yellow, can a red
No,
no.
I do the testing.
So it has to be a black belt.
I do the testing.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. That's
And
what I was thinking.
then
So a
for
black belt it has to be a black belt that
yeah.
judges.
So then when you are testing, when you're ready for your first degree test for your first degree black belt, then we will go to Phoenix and you will test over there in our organization with all the black belts and everybody that is going to be testing.
Okay, so then it gets even more serious when
Yeah.
you get up to that level.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are watching and observing and saying, "Yep," or "No."
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we have a panel that's our grandmaster. We have people from California. One of the masters in our organization, he's from California. You remember the movie? Oh, um, I just went through a blank on that one. He wore a hat. He was a native and he was harassed. Um, I just drew a blank on that one right now. But the trainer for that movie was Grandmaster Bonzo Han. He was the one that brought Hapkido to the United States. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but
It's gonna pop in like your
I
head
know.
like mine. Yeah. Just we'll give it time.
yeah. So, but so we have a panel, different people. They come over and we just test.
All right.
So I'm gonna actually do mine in pretty soon. I missed it because my car broke down, so I was supposed to be there, and I didn't have a mean to go to Phoenix. So, I called my grandmaster. I got a problem. My car broke down. So he said, "Don't worry, I got you." So he might come over and do it here, or I will go over there and test
And that'll be for your next
for my next right?
next level, which will be
6.
6. Wow. Okay. So we're going to go on, and we should probably do the demo now. What do you think? We lost a person, though.
Oh, she'll be right back.
She'll be
but,
right back.
She's
I
stretching.
got a question.
She's stretching and warming up.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. She's probably going and getting the weapons.
Probably.
Yeah, because you. It'll be,
She probably took the car home, and I gotta walk. I got a question.
All right.
Well, one, welcome back. Michelle, what brought you to come to the studio in the first place?
You need to
Boy,
lean
I
in.
wish you had kind of like horsed me on that beforehand.
I told you there might be questions. So this would be a general one.
I think it's because I knew I needed something, and I think that there's more to work or more to life than working and just taking care of the house. And I needed to find something, and martial arts has always appealed to me because, quite frankly, it's an art. It's a martial art, but it's beautiful too, and I love that part of it. So. Luckily, I found Master A and the dojo, and I really like the classes there. I get a lot out of them. And there's not only a great instructor, but other great students.
Yeah.
There you go.
Appreciate that.
Speaking of which, here comes another one.
Another
Fairest of them
student.
all.
Billy
The
Jack.
apple of my eye.
Oh, Billy Jack. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a
so one of our senior masters in our organization. He's a direct student of Grandmaster Boso Han, who did the whole stunt for Billy Jack.
Okay, yeah, great movie. Yeah,
Good song too.
a couple of different versions, the original, and then they did a remake. So, and how did you? I think you have a unique story of how you got into martial arts.
A
Am I-
unique story?
Kind of, am I right?
Oh yeah, my husband he won what you call it? I got 2 weeks for free and a free
2-week certificate.
certificate. Yeah, I won that one.
Yeah, and where did he win that at? Oh,
At the vending.
Which vending?
oh, where was that?
Ruby's Divine Chocolates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a Halloween special.
So he wanted to take it, and so I got 2 free weeks of martial arts, and I love it.
Yeah, and just for the audience, we every so often the Warrior Healing Center Veteran-Owned Business Network, which is what we're called. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Yeah, it's a mouthful, but I got it down. I used to fumble it all the time. But every once in a while, we have an event where we feature, have an event at a veteran-owned business. We've had a few of them. And Halloween, it was Ruby's Divine Chocolates. And you were very generous, offering a couple gifts, giveaways. And one of them was a 2 weeks free training and a uniform.
Yeah, and I'm happy.
Yeah, and you're happy. I mean, that was a really nice gift. But you got her hooked.
And what
It worked.
And he's
He
a
picked
great.
up 2 students.
And he picked up Tuesday. Yeah. So,
And he's a great teacher too,
He's a
so
great
I like
teacher.
him as
Yeah.
a teacher.
I do
so,
appreciate
yeah.
the words.
And that's what we're trying to do here with this podcast and with our network is helping each other.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're doing, and helping your business, and then we help each other and try to keep our businesses going. So that's fantastic. You guys won the prize and got into it and like it and
I
enjoy.
always loved martial
Yeah.
arts. Martial arts and weapon is my thing. So weaponry. So I love
Weaponry?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so I'm lucky that he teaches things like that too. So
that worked out really well.
for me,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is-
it did.
And actually, it was a scratch off. He did a scratch off. He just
Yeah.
didn't automatically win. We had these little scratch off cards, and it had to be a winner.
Mhm.
If you got a scratch off that wasn't a winner, you didn't get a prize.
Well, to be fair, because I scratched it off, I did technically automatically win. So,
You did.
Yeah.
So, but that was
I knew what I was doing.
so. But I'm gonna. Oh, Oh, Kathy. Oh, she put up there for me. Thank you, Kathy. Ruby's Divine Chocolate. A low plug. I'm sorry. You have to do it once in a while. But I don't want to miss the demo. So I'm going to go into it now. We can talk more afterwards, but I don't want to miss the demo and run out of time. Who's going to do the demo?
Okay, so don't be pulling back. You do
I'm not. I'm just rolling back.
I'm going to leave. I'm exiting.
Okay, so one of the things that we teach is come here, Miss Michelle, because she loves to hit really hard. So one of the things that I teach us, I put it simple. So if I grab you here, everything is circular. So just grab me here and let me show you. So from here, right, I can come here, and I just grab here, and I can just go like this, and just break it if I want to. All right, so those are certain things. You remember the pressure points when I was choking you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we do choke each other in class. It's just a lot of fun.
Is it the pinching or the arms?
Both.
Okay.
So we're going to showcase both. So pressure points. So in this part of the arm, there's a pressure point right here, and it's a push and rub type of pressure point. It's like a push and rub. So if you're in a situation where the person is like this and is choking you, you can go in there and you can bring it there, middle finger right there, okay, and then rub, start rubbing and push it, and there, and then let go. At the same time, as my arms are here and she's pushing, it creates a lot of pain. It creates pain. So at the same time she's doing that, my elbows are coming in, so it's releasing at the same time. So also, let's get over here. There you go, right there. There you go. So the next one is one of my favorites. I love it. So the next time is just a rub point. And you just got a little piece of this skin layer right here, and you just squeeze it until they're gone. So if I'm choking her, she's just gonna go in there. But be nice. No.
She's aggressive.
Go ahead, do it.
There.
Right there. No, you're pinching. You're supposed to rub. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ah, right there.
Ooh,
See,
wow.
those are just simple things. If the person grabs me on my wrist like this, and like I told them before, I can put my hand here, and I can just go here like this, right? And bring her down or bring the person down. You have a pen, right?
Pencil.
Or a pencil.
Even better.
Okay, so I have a pencil. I just got out of school. So the same principle applies. I can just go here, grab, and I can just bring this over where the muscle is and just push down. Don't exaggerate. I'm not even doing anything. She's gonna get an Oscar for the best supporting actress in drama. So, and you just poke until the person is. There are different things, joint manipulations that I teach. What I will say, just come on down. I offer 2 weeks, two weeks free to trial, and then I'll show you what I got, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Okay. Well, are you gonna get in there?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to get more volunteers for the demo. I think Eric should do a little bit.
I think Rob should get up there since he's the newest.
I'm not even into martial arts. I can't
That's perfect.
demo anything.
You're just the street thug coming
You're-
up. So
The street thug.
I think I'm
Okay, I'm gonna show you something right quick.
Okay, you're gonna.
I'm gonna show
Okay.
you.
No, you're getting on here.
I am on here.
You should
Very-
have him train on me. And can he
He was
demo
close.
anything?
Yeah, come here.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric, he's been getting buff too, isn't he?
I know.
So between the weightlifting and the martial arts, I'm getting a little intimidated. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Oh, he
Yeah.
goes over there and says, "I just work on chest today." Oh,
Can I just throw? Is he know enough that if I just like pretend I throw a punch, he shouldn't react?
Yeah, he should be able
Oh, please do.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna punch Eric, everybody. Oh, yep, there you go. Okay. Slow motion though. I'm not gonna do it. You know. So I'm gonna. Oh, that was very effective. That was very effective. That would you eased up on it, but that would really hurt. I mean, would you have broken my arm?
No.
No, but it would have hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, it was enough. And that was just a simple punch to the face, and then you're that's good.
And they pick up really fast. And the good thing about it is that when they're punching and manipulating joints and trying to break each other's arms and whatever, they're having fun with it too.
Yeah.
You can do it again.
No, huh?
Yeah, you do it again.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Can I go a little faster? No. I won't. Oh. Now, I got to do this. Come on.
Oh,
We're gonna wife, husband. No, get back in there. Now you're got to defend yourself against Eric.
Oh gosh.
I'll throw.
You're gonna try to grab her or something.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, that's a good demo.
There you go.
Wife takes down.
Hey, Jessica, if you're paying attention, make sure you're watching all these moves because Robert's going to need a new partner when he gets back home.
That was good. And he's a powerful man.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, he's strong.
And she's been about a month, almost a month, and she's been picking up. Okay, from when she first came in to where she is now, it's a lot. She has progressed a lot. I always give her props because she's always a little nervous and everything else, but when she gets there, and I notice, good job. So yeah, she's been doing great.
She does chess too.
That was impressive. I mean, because he's a powerful man, and you easily stopped his assault. I mean, and then I could tell it would have hurt him. That's
I've
good.
been mad for a month of Sundays.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Don't do this at home, no.
So, a round of applause for all our team members. You can get back in here. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. Yeah. The stuff works. The bottom line, it's
If you
very
practice
effective.
it, if you listen to what I explain, how I show you, and you practice it, yes, it will be effective. But this is a continuing thing. This is like if you want to practice today and then don't do anything for a week and then try to practice again, it's not going to happen. You have to develop it every day. Work on it.
Repetition, like you said.
Yeah,
before.
repetition is what's going to get you there because you create muscle memory. You already have it. When people are trying to scare you, you're already pushing, you already react. So what I do is enhance that reaction time, enhance those skills.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of sensory too, because when you're tussling with a person, you have to make sure you feel, you have a sense of feeling, so that way you know what that person is going to do. And it's pretty much, you can read them.
And anticipate their next move.
Right.
Yeah. So I got to ask this question because obviously there's different situations, and sometimes it might just be defense from an initial attack, and you diffuse it. But then if you have a serious situation where somebody's out to really hurt you or even kill you, do you have you're going to do more than defense, right? You're gonna have to put that person down.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's more a common sense type of thing. Use your own judgment. It's just like if you have a firearm, you have to know.
Yes, they're good. That's a good analogy.
Because if you discharge a firearm, you have to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to. That will be the last resort. What we teach in Tang Soo Do, we teach to make sure that we try to talk the situation out before it escalates. If the person doesn't want to react, doesn't want to comply, they really want to hurt you, then you will learn techniques to at least even put them on the floor and just push him out of the way, and you can run. There is no shame in running. There is not. You can put the person down, push him away, and just run. okay?
Mhm.
Because it's you. You gotta. That's another way of self-defense. A lot of people, when they start acting up and they get angry, the first thing they do is they put their fist down. We don't. We just, hey, I don't want any trouble. But from here, you can still manipulate. You can still protect. So that's the first
Yeah.
thing. You try by verbally de-escalating the situation, and then if it doesn't happen, the person is on drugs, or the person's been drinking and things like that, then you can disable the person enough for you to get away from the situation.
And I think your analogy with the weapon's a good thing. Is like, you know, what do you have to do for different circumstances? If it's a simple little bar fight, let's say between me and Eric, and I'm a little drunk and I'm going to take a punt, maybe he can just, without really seriously injuring me, he can handle it, and enough to where I realize I better back off.
Right.
Versus you're walking down a dark alley at
It's
night.
already done at night.
Yeah,
so
you
some
know.
creeps came up to me already. I experienced something like that.
Did you?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
the first year, I think, or second year we lived here. Yeah, somebody was following me for a while.
Yeah, and
it's not the first time, but I'm not worried. So
Yeah, but if you were actually attacked at that
Mm.
point where somebody's going to has the premeditated intention of seriously injuring you,
yeah,
I'm gonna think you're gonna want to put them down hard
Right.
so they don't come back up.
And one of the things that the forms, the katas, everything that they need to know to incapacitate a person, it is there. I'll teach them how, from this move, what it does and everything else. So it's called application. How to apply that technique, because a lot of times it's not what it seems to be. A lot of people, okay, low block. It's actually not a block. It's actually you are manipulating a joint or doing something. And then you see the flashy demonstrations where they do high kicks and things like that. We don't. You don't have to kick high or anything like that. I always shoot for the legs, for the lower parts. I only kick high when I need to do demos, and even then, it's not productive for me.
Yeah. So now I've often heard in the past, tell me if this is true, that a good street fighter is sometimes the hardest to read. Is that true? Like if you go up against a really, I mean, not just anybody, but somebody that grew up in a really tough neighborhood, street fighter, been in lots of fights.
like a street gang or something.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Are they harder to read because they don't even follow a style? They just do their own thing.
It's not that they're hard to read. It's just that the way I can explain it is like, if I go to a club, I go to a bar or something like that, I'm always looking, I'm always scanning. So I will see a person heavy set, upper body heavy set and everything else. I know that most likely their knees are going to be weak. So if something happens, what I will do, I will always go for the knees so I can drop them. And then the jaws, sometimes they have what they call glass jaws. So then you can, if you touch both sides of the jaw, there's these two little dimples right here. And those things, you can even manipulate them with just a tap, and it will just startle you a little bit.
Yeah. I actually have a story of that when I was the director of security for U.S. Food Service back in my day. And I was the corporate director. And so I handled all types of workplace violence situations and all that. And we had a driver in Boston. I remember I got the phone call, and he was a hockey dad. And he was a pretty big guy. And he got in an argument with another kid's father there at the hockey game, and he just punched him once. And he killed the other father.
Oh, wow.
Killed him with a punch. And he was up for manslaughter. And I had to handle it because, it was like, okay, we had to suspend him pending the outcome and all that kind of stuff. But it was kind of a sad story, really, because you think you wouldn't think that you could kill somebody with just a punch.
Well,
But-
look at boxing. you know, there's been a lot of tragedies in boxing too, you know, from punches
Mhm.
and knock unconscious and things like that. But I mean,
If
a
you break,
brawler, they kind of they condition their body to a certain degree that they can withstand pain and certain things. We do the same thing in martial arts. We always say in the martial arts community, in order for you to learn how to give it, you have to know how to take it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you know, one of the masters in our organization, Grandmaster Jabber, he's French, and he used to be in the French Foreign Legion and everything else. He's part of the George Dillman group, which handles. George Dillman trained Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. He trained a lot of boxers, and he uses Kyushu Ryu, which is pressure points. So when we training, you know, okay, Rafael, come here. He loves me for some reason. Come here. He knocks me down, so I'm on the floor, and they revive me. So now I know how it feels. So then when I'm training, I'm doing it. Then I know how to give it.
Hmm.
So you know, and that's part of everything. You know, what you learn, you have to try it so that way you know what works. Not all the techniques are gonna work with you, but then you can have a set of things that you can use that will work for you.
So, what do you think? What's your honest opinion of the new? You know, not boxing has been around for a long time, but now they got the new. What do you call it? The fighting, the
UFC.
UFC.
The only thing I don't like about UFC is that I'm a traditional martial arts. I like tradition. I like respect. You know, when we meet another school, when we're in somewhere, there's always respect. We talk to each other and everything else. And a lot of the MMA guys don't have that foundation.
Mhm.
Yes, granted, there's a lot of MMA fighters that came from traditional martial arts, so they follow a certain code. But there's other ones that, you know, they started in the back alleys fighting,
Right,
and then
right.
that's how they went up the ranks, and they don't have any clue of the protocol, certain things.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you said that because I happen to agree. It just, you know, it's again, it's what's up here, and it's just as important as the physical, in my opinion. I'm
Yes.
sure you agree.
yeah,
Is
I do
you know,
agree. I mean, like I said, if you want to, if I mean, I have a lot of great friends that are MMA fighters, but they started in the martial arts school. So you know, and that's what I would say. At least get the foundation and learn about the martial arts, and then from there, then you can use that to launch your MMA career.
Right. But the most important thing is just for the everyday person is learning to defend yourself. That's the first thing. It's just learning to defend yourself in a bad situation where you can't run away, you know, and you can't talk your way out of it. The next step is, can you prevent yourself from being a victim?
Right.
And that's really the most important out of all of it.
And the more you train, the more you condition your body gets stronger. You gain flexibility, and so it's a plus because you have a good physical activity, good workout, and things like that. And then your body, the stronger your body is, the more you will be able to withstand certain blows.
Mhm.
I mean, you're not gonna be Superman. Bullets are not gonna bounce in from your chest, but you know you have a better chance. You will be stronger, so you have a better chance to handle the situation.
And it is exercise, so it's
Right.
healthy.
and to
So,
survive, basically.
yeah. So it's a health thing too. You're going to have a better blood pressure, probably better muscle strength, and all that stuff. You know, to avoid getting old and falling apart. Because look at yourself, 63, and you're still competing. So it's
And
63.
strength too.
Yeah.
I
And
was,
so-
I was going to throw in too, not only is it physical, but it's that mental, remembering things and everything and putting that together. It's very holistic.
Okay, I was making sure everybody could still see you. I wasn't hiding you. Yep, you're back there. Yes. So, okay, we still got a few more minutes, Eric, I'm putting you on the spot. So tell me about your experience at Chosen Martial Arts so far.
I've enjoyed it so far. It's been
I've enjoyed it so far. It's been a great experience, able to have Miranda and I together, so we can go ahead and continue to,
Each other.
relationship goals, communications, beat the crap out of one another. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
And a healthy relationship. Yeah. Do you
Work together, stay together. Those who live together, stay together.
Do you practice at home?
A little bit, but we
Do
need
you?
to practice more.
Sometimes-
At least I do for sure. Yeah.
She practices more than I do, but I've got the 4-day weekend coming up, so I'll be doing some stuff in the garage.
Do you practice on each other at home?
Yeah.
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 That's the only way it works. Can I practice with air?
Oh, no, you can't get you.
Yeah.
You practice your forms.
Before,
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like we can practice on the other people in our house, and all of a sudden, oh God, it hurts.
Yeah. You can always invite people over, not tell them why, right? Just say, oh, no, but now that you're here, I wanted to practice a couple
Not
of
only are we going to have a keto life party, but we're also going to go ahead and practice some other forms later on. So
There
it's
you
a
go.
2-for-1 party.
There you go.
You're gonna learn something new today.
Oh, are you tired? Here, energize. There you go.
You're gonna need this drink because
You're going to need this real bad.
Keto life party, and how do you want to get hurt?
Keto life, defend yourself.
How do you want to get hurt?
All right.
And there's a lot of other things that martial arts is not about. It's not all about fighting and how to manipulate, how to put people down, and anything else. We talk about the philosophy, and we follow 7 codes and 5 tenets, and one of the most important ones is in fighting, choose with sense and honor, which it means that if we have to fight, we're still gonna defend ourselves, but we don't want to do anything to that other person, and we just want to defend and go home instead of trying to beat the other person to a pulp.
Yeah, or to kill. You're not there to kill. You're just to
Yeah.
defend yourself. Yeah.
I had a street thug that I knew once in my life. The way he put it was, there's people that are badasses. Excuse me, I did. That's what he said. I'm using the language. And then he said, there's mean people. The badass is the guy that will put you down, but he won't afterwards continue to hurt you.
Right.
Where the mean person is the guy that after you're down, he's the one who wants to break
Kick
your
you in the head or
kick you in
whatever.
the head and bust your teeth out just because he can do it, because you're already down on the ground.
Right.
And I think that's the difference, a badass versus somebody that's just mean. You want to be a badass, but you don't want to be mean.
Right.
You don't want to be mean.
And there's also other things. My grandmaster, my teacher, he's a holistic teacher, healer, and so he teaches me how to use herbs and things like that to heal. I'm also learning how to do Reiki. I'm already on my
Okay.
on my level 2. So, I've been practicing, and I use the pressure points, at the same time. So, yeah, you learn a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can learn for yourself and also to help others.
Me and my wife, I don't know if Jessica's listening tonight. She doesn't always watch the show, but when we were dating, we actually had a Reiki session together, and we were impressed. It was pretty cool. I don't know if we won't get into that, but it's interesting. Reiki is very interesting. So there's a lot to it, and you guys are enjoying it, and you're having a good time, and you're learning to defend yourselves. You're learning to be mentally and physically fit. And again,
And it helps that we have a good teacher too.
a good teacher, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all right here. You don't have to go to anywhere. Right here in Sierra Vista. Let's put the address up again and a phone number they can call if they have questions. Oh, look at that. Eric is, look at that. Okay.
Eric is on point.
He's on, and there's the phone. So if you got questions that we haven't answered tonight, because we've had a good time, maybe we haven't got to all your questions, call Raphael, and he can give you more explanation. from as a serious trainer.
And I
Serious
train,
trainer, a
and I
good
train,
trainer.
and I train from. I have the Little Warriors, which is a group of kids, little kids from 3 to 6. That every time they come in, they rock my world. I love them. I love them to death. And so yeah, so I teach them. I mean, there's no limit on the age, and there's no limit on your physical. If you have any illness, physical limitations, or anything like that, you don't have to worry, because I will work with you, and then hopefully by the time you have some time training over there, you will notice the difference. You will notice the change. I will help you try to live a healthier lifestyle. I will share what I know, and I'm always trying to learn new things. So every time I learn something new, I want to take it to the school, and I want to teach it to the students. So it's an ongoing thing. I learn from them, because so that's the way it is, and we're family oriented, and I love it that way. We sit down. Yes, we have the discipline. We go through our ceremonial things, but I try to make it. I try to make it. I don't want to say the word fun, because martial arts is not really fun. You work hard on everything else, but when you're there, you're comfortable. You at least you can be yourself.
It's kind of maybe too late for this idea, but maybe not for everybody, because it's still a couple of days before Christmas. That could be a Christmas gift. If you know somebody out there, you're like, oh, what do I get? Somebody for Christmas. So
Yeah,
they could give like a trial thing,
trial.
and if they like it, you just gave somebody maybe a lifelong gift.
Mhm.
I mean, if they you really enjoy it, if you gave somebody this as a gift, and maybe not just for Christmas, but maybe for the new year, they can decide. Maybe they're not into it. Maybe they try it out, and they're, well, that was kind of interesting, but not for me. But if they really do get into it, you just gave somebody a lifetime gift. If that turns out to be.
When you come over to try it, you try it, and then when you're done, I'm not gonna be calling you or pushing you. Hey, are you gonna do this or whatever? I don't offer any contracts. I don't believe in them, you know, because I believe that if you want to do something good for yourself or whatever, you don't have to be stuck to a contract.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you come over, we talk. If you like it, you like it. I know, I understand martial arts is not for everybody, but once you try it, I think you will be able to do something.
All right. So, and then besides the gift, maybe even for yourself, if you're listening and you're out there and you're like, okay, brand new year's coming up. If you've ever thought about it, or maybe you just haven't thought about it and you're like, I need to do something to get in better health, mentally, physically, this might be the answer. And maybe try it, give a free trial, or not a free trial, but get a temporary trial and see if you like it. And then it might turn out to be something that you want to stay with.
Yeah, and I am in the works right now to put a sword aerobic exercise routine going to also for the ladies. They do like the aerobic techniques, but it uses the samurai swords, but the wooden ones. And so that's in the works. And trying to talk to the creator of the program up in California, so that way I can go in, get my certification and everything else, so that way I can start working on that.
All right. Well, this was fun. I enjoyed the demo the best. That was the best. But we are out of time, so we're gonna sign. Oh, what, Eric? Yeah, you were in. Yes. She took care of you.
We will revisit. We will revisit this again in probably, I will say, 6 months, and then we'll have Eric over here. You'll see the difference.
Okay.
You might be able to probably play back some of the things, and
yeah, we'll see the improvement.
I might get a Christmas gift for you. I'm just saying.
No problem.
He just wants to hurt me. That's all. He's like, oh, I wish I had him in my class so I could just practice on him. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what age you are, exactly what you
Yeah.
said. You know, just come on out, have a good time, learn a couple moves, feel a couple moves. It'll be great.
Yeah. That's all right. Just give me the samurai sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we're gonna sign off. Thank you, all of you, for showing up.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, and great show. And
But
again,
hey,
Merry.
who are we gonna have on next week?
Oh, Eric, I got to tell you.
What?
Oh, I can't tell
Oh,
you.
hey.
I can't tell you. No, you got to tune in to find out, and we are going to be here, even though, it's a busy time of the year, Christmas, and then in between Christmas and New Year's, we're still going to be on the air next Thursday. We have a guest already planned out, another veteran with a business in town that needs your help. So tune in, find out who it is, and thanks again for coming and doing the demo. And
Thank you.
it's a good show. I enjoyed it.
And we do accept Christmas gifts over here at the Warrior Healing Center. Especially Robbie's going to need a couple bandages.
Fortunately, I carry them in my bag all the time because I do take blood thinners. So I do. All right. We're going to sign off.
Yep.
Till